Hello, Forecaster here again, and we are back for episode 124. And as you can see, I am not in Minecraft at the moment. This is a map of my world rendered by Mapcrafter. And as you can see, this is my base, or most of it. Unfortunately, Mapcrafter does not support modded blocks by default. There's also an issue where it has some 1.8 blocks in it, and unfortunately those conflict with modded blocks. So we have a bunch of doors rendered all over the place where there is certain blocks of biomes of plenty grass. But that's not important. So I had this map rendered because I wanted to get an overview of what I would need to do to reach the village. And as you can see, we have my first bridge here, which is nice. It goes across this ocean here over to this peninsula here, where we have my little out. And I thought that if I continued across here and made another bridge across this body of water on this side, I would eventually hit the village. But as you can see, we have a desert here, and the village was not in a desert. And then the world stops because I haven't explored more than that. So, where is the village? Well, it turns out I explored south, and the village is all the way over here, down in this corner here. We can see it right here, and we have the distinct smithy here with the frame around it, and then we have the Railcraft building right next to it with the well. And this is of course where I stayed and dug that tunnel down into the mine shafts I found below. So it turns out it's a lot further away than I thought. So over here we can see the the first bridge stretches across this little bit here, and I thought I would need about as much more, but it's quite a bit more than that. So my revised plan, is to continue straight ahead to the west anyway, and go out to here about the same longitude as or is it latitude? I don't know. But to where the village is, and then turn south, and then go down and connect to the village. Because that is still my goal. I want to come there. I would like to build a new base around this area, because I think this area is reasonably flat. We have this plains biome here where there aren't any trees, just a bunch of shrubberies. We have a swamp nearby, I think. Pretty sure that's a swamp with these little lakes. Where I can probably hunt slimes, which would be nice. We have a little desert nearby. And yeah, I still want to build a railway down here. Now, obviously, I can't leave my power generation and refinery in my old base with this distance. That would be crazy. I can't transport power all that way just to be able to avoid moving my equipment. So I'm going to have to build an entirely new base down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it out to have kind of like a city, a one-man city. And I'm going to spread it out enough so that I can be in my workshop and be far enough away from the power plant and the refinery and such, so that they don't affect my frame rate too much, like they do currently. And I'm going to minimize the amount of cables and such run to my workshop to avoid that affecting my frame rate as well, of course. But unfortunately, for now, we're going to have to persevere with my current base, because it's going to be a lot of work constructing this railway. Fortunately, I do have some plans that I'm going to put into effect to make this easier. But now we're going to head back to Minecraft and take a look at what we're going to work on today. And we are back in Minecraft in my not very FPS friendly base. And I've been working on upgrading my pressure chamber. As you can probably tell, this is going to be a 5x5 chamber, and I'm going to disassemble my smaller one once I'm ready to do so. And the main reason I'm making this is so I can connect my assembly setup. I don't know what you call this, assembly machine, directly to the pressure chamber. I want to have an interface going directly out to this input chest here, but I'm going to move that over there, of course. And the reason for that is because I don't want to have to move my PCBs from the pressure chamber output, which currently is this crate here, to the assembly setup manually, because they always go there anyway. There's no reason for me to have to take them out manually. It will also allow me to have multiple interfaces for different purposes that I can easily turn on or off. For example, when I want to make compressed iron ingots, I can have a special interface that is filtered only by compressed iron ingots, and I can turn that off when I don't want to extract compressed iron because I'm making something else that uses it, without having to toggle the filter all the time, which I find annoying. So I've made a hopper, and we have a pressure chamber wall there, so we can make a pressure chamber interface, and we are going to place that facing out, of course. So the I side, the input side, is on the inside of the pressure chamber. Then I intend to have another interface here that is going to be my normal output. I'm going to have a crate below it here in the or on the floor. There should be enough space for that, so it's easily accessible. And then I think here I'm going to put the input interface with a hopper on it, of course, as it is currently. So So the first thing we're going to do is disconnect that. It's going to waste the air inside of my pressure chamber, but I don't really care about that. Let's put this extra valve here. We can use that to power the assembly machines instead of having to put a tube through the floor. Now this is going to wreck my filters, obviously, which is kind of a shame, but it's no big deal, really. I'll just have to reconfigure them as, or of course only this interface had a filter. So we're going to have our input there, and then have this interface there. I'm going to put the hopper there, and have windows there, and windows there. So now it's formed, it doesn't look all that different. And we can check the volume is now this. That is 432,000 milliliters. So that should do it. We're also going to move these things, of course. Hate this rain sound that comes from this hole. Thanks to what's it? Matmos. It is one of the drawbacks of it, which is kind of a shame, but that doesn't matter too much. So we're going to have the input be there. So this is whoops. That's input mode, I think. I think orange is input. And as I grab this, I'm going to need a tube to connect those. Connect the elevator system. I want that there, so I probably want this to be here so they connect. Now I probably can't connect the tube on top, I would expect. No. Well, Jane. Well, that doesn't matter too much, I guess. I can just put the controller here instead, and then have the tube, have another tube there. I'm going to need a piece of glass. I think this should work as glass, yes. Wood. And then I want the speed upgrades, of course. We're going to put this in the controller again, of course. Then we can put that there, and that will connect up to there. can put the tubes away. I'm going to put the speed upgrades back in here. Now this would be configured to extract PCBs, but unfortunately I don't have any PCBs to filter with. Let's see. Chest ended up in here. So I'm going to put this here. And then we're going to have an output chest. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the output chest there and put that drill there. I think that should work. Oh, actually that might not work. I'm going to have to remove this, because I'm pretty sure the components do not connect diagonally, while they can operate diagonally. So we're going to do that, and hopefully that will put things... That might not work either, because this can reach this chest. I guess we'll see. So now all that remains is to connect an air supply to the tube network. And we're just going to go across here like this. And I might need some more tubes. Yeah. I'm going to need another set of tubes. So, I guess reinforced glass will do. Assuming it works, it does. That's fine. Actually, what's the cost of reinforced glass? Cost a bunch of... I don't actually want to use that. We are going to hop downstairs and use poor people glass, because I am cheap. Should have lots of it here. We'll probably have a couple of stacks of that with me, because why not? So now we make the last tubes I need. Go back upstairs, of course, and I'm going to put covers on these later. Let's connect that up there, and connect that up there. Oh, I guess I don't need that thing. Could probably put this into the floor here to make it a little bit nicer, but that'll do for now. Now we have a lot of volume to fill up in here, but this should be going. Yes. The pressure should be building, and this is going to take a while, but once that is done, I'm going to have a lot of spare pressure built up. So it's full. There we go. I'm going to have a lot of built up pressure to spare, which will be useful in case I run out of fuel or my compressor stop working or something like that. So that will be Great. Let's grab this Railcraft pipe, and we can grab this crate because it's empty, and use that as our starting output. I'm going to put that there, put the crate there, and there we go. Now this is going to be for anything that is not compressed iron. And I am going to want a third interface for only compressed iron. And I'm going to need another crate for that. Let's see, we need some iron for a hopper, which is very easy to make, fortunately. Just need a vanilla hopper too, which is even easier to make than a pneumatic craft hopper. So then we have another interface, and here we have some fallen stone brick. It's a little annoying that you can't click this with things, that it doesn't override the action for them. Can I turn these with... only if I'm clicking the top, I guess. So... well, that's unfortunate. Maybe if I do... if I put down the interface and then I will remove these two blocks, put down the interface here, and then quickly rotate it on the top, and I'll want these pressure chamber windows handy. That should allow me to rotate it well, that's not what I intended. And then we put that there. So I probably lost quite a lot of pressure doing that, but whatever, I guess. Should be fine now. I shouldn't have to do that again. Let's see, I need an item pipe of some sort. Quartz will do, I guess. Put that there. I'm going to get rid of this, make some more space here later off camera, because it's a lot of work. Let's see what's needed for a crate, for planks, and for sticks. That will be easy. So we'll do that, and crate. And then I guess we'll make another one. For this output here, like so. Then we are going to configure this to only output compressed iron, and we're going to have it enabled on a high signal, so only when this lever is on will this output anything. And then this, and this are always going to be on, of course. Oh, hello. Right, you need a pipe as well, of course. So we're going to take another quartz transport pipe, put there, and then we can reclaim that. So now, if I were to... I'm going to need to do this anyway, so if I make 2 pieces of green plastic, I'd make 1, but I like things when they're even. So this is off. So we're going to want this until we have something that this is supposed to extract. We're going to set that to a stupid filter that isn't going to match anything. And then we're going to put this stuff inside of here. Alright. That pulls the things out straight away, so we're actually going to want to put something dumb in this filter as well. Then we're going to reclaim these and throw them back in where they belong. And this will give us 2 unetched printed circuit boards. Once there is enough pressure, of course, which will hopefully be within 5 minutes. Yeesh. I should be able to take these speed upgrades and put in here. Might let it gain pressure. Actually, no, it won't. That doesn't speed up the pressure generation, does it? It just speeds up the processing speed of recipes. So I guess that's useless. Oh, right, I disabled my compressors. Can probably turn those back on. Probably speed it up. I also need to put back the wall here. Put in a glass wall, probably, because I want to fall into my fuel reservoir. That would be awkward. Because I'm paranoid, I'm going to have these things pulled out again because I don't want them to despawn. And then we can put placeholder filter back in there. Put this torch back here as a mob's bomb prevention measure. So I'm going to be right back once this has built up some pressure, I think. So I will see you in a little bit. Alright, so we have more than 1.6 bars, which I think should be enough for this recipe. So I'm going to try throwing them inside now. And once the compressed iron is thrown out, they turn into PCBs. So now we can remove that filter from there and they will be extracted, which is excellent. We're going to grab one of them and we're going to set this filter to that. Now it looks like this isn't working. Right, so it doesn't have enough pressure. That's alright, I guess. Might actually want to put this chest over here. Put that back in there. Right. Wrong bag. Put those in there. So this should work, I think. I might move this around a little bit. Depending on how these interact. But you'll probably get to see that in the next episode. You can see I put some covers on here. I put covers against the glass on the bottom here so that you can't see the tubes from below through the glass. Two, I'm going to have to make some more covers though, because I ran out. But now I have a lot more space here. I wonder what I'm going to do with that. Anyway, that will do it for this episode. We've reached the end point, so I will see you in the next one.